Horses are back for a limited time. God, I hope no one understood that reference. Alright, I'm back. We're doing it again, the anime thing, but this time for a purpose. Honestly, this is less of a commission and more of just someone I knew asked me to make this. But who knows, maybe real commissions could be a thing in the future. So anyway, what's the one thing everyone knows about horses? That's right, they're really fast. So I figured I'd start it off right away with an energetic intro. So I've got this sort of quick-paced chord progression. To accentuate the speed of that intro, I came down here and got some pretty fast drums going on. And I added some rhythm guitar. And then I came up with a short little riff thing to go with this as well on the lead guitars. So altogether, the intro sounds like this. Then a bit of a drum transition. Alright, for this next section I wanted to sort of build up slash verse. So I have these sort of palm muted guitars. I have these sort of build up drums to go with it. So they have no snares, it's just kicks all the way down. So you maybe heard there's a slight pause here for emphasis, and then it goes to the next section where the drums are a bit more hyped up. So that transition sounds like this. And I have this sort of guitar lead to go over that. But I heard that and I thought, that's not very substantial on its own. So I added a second guitar that's just the same thing but an octave lower. And you can hear it's a lot more impactful that way. And then I was like, screw it. So then I added this synth counter melody because I wanted to. And then for this next part, the rhythm guitars change up so they're a little bit more energetic. And I trade out the octave harmony for a lower minor third harmony. So that all sounds like this. This next section I wanted to be a bit more emotional, so I went halftime on these drums and also the rhythm guitars. And I also added some strings. Then I came up with this lead on the piano. I made it an octave to give it more power. You may have heard, but I also added this silly little guitar thing in the middle here, which you can like barely hear in the mix, but it's fine. And then for this next section, I ramped the energy back up, so I have regular time on the drums and the rhythm and everything, which sounds like this. And I even did the classic anime descending chromatic chord progression because it sounds good. Altogether, it sounds like this. And then I wanted to go extra emotional with it, so I put down these strings. And this note, which is not in the scale, but it does sound good. And then some super minimal drums to go with that. And of course, can't forget a piano lead. What's that? Is that a leitmotif I spot? So after that emotional section, I wanted to go back to something super intense. So I have this sort of rhythm, which kind of does something similar to the intro, but not really. It just changes really fast like this. Basically, this build-up would normally be like twice this length, but I shrunk it down. So this sounds like this. And then I added strings to this too. So I wanted a guitar lead for this, but I kept coming up with things that were just way too much. So I ended up just following the exact chord progression on the guitar, and it actually works. And then the second half, I amp it up a ton, so the drums are just going nuts. And I added a harmony to the lead guitar. For this last little rhythm section, I went extra fast on the rhythm. Alright, you guys ready for the chorus? So I have some pretty simple drums and rhythm here for the chorus, you know, tried and true. And then I have it come in a bit before the start of the bar, which is another kind of classic anime thing for the chorus. At least it is in my head. So this is like the classic anime chord progression, except I take the last note and I'd make it an octave down to make it sound more intense or something. But then I really like what I did with the second part here, where it starts off the same and then it goes down here instead. Just some cool notes going on here. Throw in some strings, throw in some piano, get it sound kind of like this. And then finally, I did this chorus melody on the harmonized guitars and the piano. And I'm actually really happy with how this came out. And then the song pretty much just ends after the chorus, which brings us to right about a minute and a half. Perfect length for an anime opening. But yeah, that's pretty much the whole song. So the only thing left to do now is give it a listen.